on the left, and that is the end of the game right on the very second.
Well, that's about as deserved a 3-0 scoreline as I've seen from a Maidstone United side in recent years.
Well, yeah, a little bit disjoint for the first few minutes, and then control took over. A couple of great goals from Ruben Carvalho, and one right at the very end from Sam Oguntayo made the last 4 minutes nerveless, totally nerveless.
To be fair, most of the second half was fairly nerveless. As soon as Carvalho slotted that second one home, that tap in from Tanga's ball across the goal mouth, I think most people around this stadium, be it the blue or the yellow and amber hues, I think was very much confident of the score and the result only going in one direction.
And that first one of Carvalho's, did you ever think he was going to miss?
No.
Or not score?
No, and again, because we've blown so much up him in terms of the talent that he has. I mean, so was George and a lot of the management team. They know how good a player he is and the potential he has. It's just keeping him fit and not having had a pre-season and falling out of favour when he came across from Worthing via being contracted to Maidenhead, of course. He had a huge week in the title race back in February that we pointed out on one of the old pods from last season. And that was the player that we were all excited about signing, because if you didn't get a little bit of love the last couple of months of last season, wasn't able to play for whatever reason, if you get a player that's that good that you're able to utilise and, get him playing consistently, there's a real box of tricks in him, and you've seen just a tiny taster of that this evening with those couple of finishes, because they're both fairly straightforward and simple. And it's things that, we've not seen any spectacular Kurtaran-esque strikes from Carvalho this evening, but those two simple goals are just as valuable as the rocket that Kurtaran put in at the weekend, because the technique, the simplicity of it, knowing those things. If you've not had that much football in you, like I said on commentary, you can go rusty. These things can stop working, you can forget, and you can easily get crumpled. He did have a challenge in the second half where he went down for a bit, and you're thinking, oh, hang on, is it Groundhog Day for him again? He comes back, scores a couple of goals, gets whacked. But again, he's going to try and put himself into contention for Saturday now. It's 3 games in a week, which you do get a couple of months either side of the Christmas period.
And you can manage people's workload, especially when you're totally professional, or partly professional like we are. You don't actually have to train everybody the same amount. There's a great programme about the 71 British Lions, and different sport I know, but there's a sequence where the late great JPR Williams is talking about how Carwyn James, the manager and coach of that team, would give people different amounts of training to do. There were some players he thought were lazy that would get double sets, and other players that were banned from training on a Monday because they worked too hard and he didn't want to overwork them. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make in a roundabout way is that you can manage different players different ways. That's the great secret of a good manager, is that different people require different things. Some require a kick in the backside, others require an arm around the shoulder.
And you can see the depth of the squad is starting to get there for Maidstone United this season, making 9 changes and still a relatively strong side that was fielded this evening. And it bodes well for Chesham. Bear in mind they've been on a very poor run, similar to Dagenham's, fairly similar to ours, and the fact that they'll be very confident after getting a win against Enfield at the weekend, just gone 1-0 down, get an equaliser, and then they're against 10 men and managed to make it 4-1 in the end. So they'll be buzzing with confidence. Stone's 5 in their last 2 games now, technically. How much credence he put on this result, I don't think matters too much. Again, like we've said all night long, it's minutes, it's keeping players fresh, injury free, and scoring goals. And it's front line. Ironically, probably the strikers themselves haven't put too many in, but those attacking wing forwards have certainly made their presence known. Because frankly, the last 2 games Oguntayo's had, I think he's converted himself into a left forward, to be fair, with how much he's been getting forward, and fair play to him, because he certainly made that left back spot his own. But then Hamblin's performance tonight in the middle with him.
and there was that point where, offside. Hang on, that's our left back.
Yeah. You assume nosebleed territory, don't you? And yet, it's not too much of an issue for him. And again, when you've got a left back playing at left centre back next to you, you know you're going to get cover anyway, don't you? That's not going to be too much of an issue for you. So, it's the last couple of games, very comfortable, both of them, and that's all you can ask for from a Stones perspective, frankly. Going into what is a tough game against an opponent last season, we struggled with in both games. And there's probably an argument to say that Chesham winning before they come to us might be a good thing because of how bad the run has been. If they'd have lost or, if they'd not won against Enfield, you're thinking, sod's law, they're going to get it against us, aren't they? No, in our luck.
Somewhere, a team where they're probably thinking and they're lucky against, they get the breaks against, which on one level is complete rubbish, but on another level is actually something where if a player is mentally up for it or mentally feels better, they're going to play better. This is why superstition is always a good thing. Not because superstition, putting your left sock on before your right actually means you're going to win. What it means is the player feels good, so therefore he's going to play better.
Exactly, and you've seen that a lot tonight with the Stones. Just that one win at the weekend has really helped ignite things for them this evening. And again, I'd expect a similar number of changes before the weekend potentially, but there might be one or two who've put themselves into the contention, certainly to see themselves in the 18 and possibly see themselves start. But there's a lot of quality to come back into a side that impressed relatively well this evening, I think, Darren. So,
well, the initial the initial aim of getting minutes in people's feet and getting them playing well and getting them confidence has certainly been achieved tonight.
Certainly has. Well, I think that's it from us. So from the west,
Winchesfield.
Indeed. From the East End to East Kent in the space of the last few days, the Stones roll on in their quest for a 20th Kent Senior Cup. Myself and Nigel Seagate will have a preview video and podcast for you before the Chesham League game this Saturday. Join Fred Atkins and Alex Delval for that match here on Stones Live. They'll be on air from 2:40 for the 3 p.m. kickoff. From myself, Sean Scare, and from himself, Darren Stiles, thank you for your company.
Indeed, and thank you,
Sean. For your company. You're welcome again this evening. And as always,
come on, you Stones.
Good night.